Hey guys, this is AJ.
And this is Jurn.
And we're two Dokkan battling Twitch former pro wrestling superstars.
Former?
Well, I mean, there's no wrestling at the moment.
That's true.
At least there shouldn't be if you're staying safe.
I saw a couple of wrestling shows pop up. Yeah. They're all like outdoors and shit.
Yeah. Stuff I wouldn't, like, I have nothing against, but I wouldn't necessarily want to do anyway. Nor would I be contacted for, so.
Yeah.
So, whatever. But, yeah, today we're going to talk about Modern Family.
Yeah.
So, you guys talk about...
We just decided this.
Yeah, literally a few seconds ago. The people on the VOD won't have heard that, but, you know, the people watching live and in living color, every Friday midday in the U.S. and evening time in the Europe will have.
Yeah.
The Europa.
Dude, I was so tired, like yesterday, right? I because I streamed for a little bit, like after you went off, right?
Yeah,
and kept streaming Dokkan for a little bit. And at one point, I talked to the chat. It's like, yeah, like you guys ever like know, like when you're so tired and you feel like around your eyes, it's like burning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that's kind of what I have now. And like, I remember Mac was in the chat. He's just like, I only get that when I'm hanging out with Rico. I was like, that's not what I'm talking about.
That's not tired.
But that was the thing of like it got so bad, like because I had to work a night shift, right? Like it got so bad, like during work, I was just like, maybe my right eye is like infected or some shit.
Oh God.
And then I woke up today. I was like, oh no, it's not. I was just really tired because everything's fine now. But you know, but it felt so bad, dude. It felt so bad. It's like I gonorrhea on my right eye.
Oh God. Dear Lord.
So yeah, Modern Family.
Yeah. So anyway, which characters had gonorrhea in Modern Family?
Oh man, that has to be Haley, right?
Oh man, word. It's funny. So speaking of Haley, when like in the earlier seasons, obviously she's a child, but like in real life, I'm like the same age, right? I'm pretty sure, if not.
Oh really?
Just like a few years older, I think. I don't know. I want to fact check this before I come off weird. Haley, modern.
Dunphy.
Oh yeah, I just put Dunphy.
Fucking dude.
Haley Dunphy.
It's all coming back to me now. Just talking about it, I remember everything.
Haley Dunphy is played by Sarah Hyland.
Yes.
Sarah Hyland is how old? 29. She's actually older than me, so I'm in the clear.
Holy fuck. She's older than me, too.
Yeah. So, anyway, in the younger years, when we were close to the same age, I was never like, oh, she's pretty or she's cute or she's hot. But then as the later seasons came out, and she like had more personality and was a little bit more dynamic than just like the airheaded one. And like, you know, obviously like grew older, and I guess I grew older as well. Again, she's older than me. So at no point was this ever weird. But
I think like you pointing out about how it's not weird makes it weird.
Fair. True point. But so yeah, and then in the later season, I was like, oh wait, she is really attractive. Oh, okay. That's what's up. And then, like, you know, she got back with Dylan, and then it just ruined the whole character arc for me. Because I was so happy when Dylan was, like, gone. And then he came back, and she lost Andy. And I was like, fuck this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought, I fell for Andy, yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Because I liked him as a character, but like, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm like a little weird, but like
maybe
considering like once again, like you pointed out, like she's older than us, but like around the same age, I guess. I still was never like really into their arcs.
The kids' arcs?
Yeah.
Okay.
But because I don't know like how it is for you. But for me, and like everyone around me that I've talked to Modern Family about, everyone's favorite character is Phil.
Oh, he's great, yeah.
Everyone's favorite character is Phil. So that's what I gave a shit about. And then like I think I've told you this, but fuck, what's like Al Bundy's name of the show again?
You mean your dad?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about.
Jay.
Like, yeah, Jay. Like, Jay is basically like an entertainment version of my dad. So I was just super into his stories as well because I could just relate. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
So yeah, I was never like super into the like kid stories, I guess.
Okay, fair enough. I always liked what's the kid's name? Dylan, right? No.
The one you just said you didn't like?
No, I didn't say I didn't like. No, Dylan's the one. No, that's not. I'm sorry. That's Dylan's a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Dumphy family. So I'm not.
Oh, you mean the boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget his name as well.
Oh, Alex. Oh no, it's Luke. It's Luke.
Yeah, I was about to say Alex is the
dorky girl.
the nerdy girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the fucking nerd.
Nerd alert. But
Yeah.
we're classy. We're classy.
Yeah, we're so classy, dude.
But Luke, I always liked like when he was younger and he was cute and he was just such a dumbass. I was like, this kid's one of my favorites. He's great. Then when he got older, it was just like, nah, this is sad. Like I remember those kids in high school. They go on to do nothing.
I actually liked him when he was older.
Really?
Yeah, I liked him more when he was older because it's like you said, like these kids in high school. Yeah, I mean, so
yeah.
for me, it was more of a thing of like, okay, yeah, like I get it now. Like I think because I don't know.
I
like,
just
my
never knew
experience-
those kids' origin story.
No, for me, like my experience with like kids, like when they're toddlers and they're all like super small and shit, they're all fucking airheads. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they're all dumb.
Oh, you little bastards are
like,
stupid.
But then like they they grow up, they get a little smarter, this and that. But then like you have those kids that don't. And I was like, oh fuck yeah, like he's one of those. Yeah.
So it was like
I was all about it.
It was like a realization for you.
Yeah, but then it's like because Phil is also my favorite character, their dynamic is really good because Luke always just kind of stays a child,
Yeah.
Because of his airheadedness. So that like keeps like Phil's like childlike wonder going as well,
Yeah.
which I really appreciate it.
But that also plays well into the later seasons too, where Luke starts to do like he's still a child, but he starts to do some adult stuff, and Phil's just kind of like, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't know what to do.
Like,
but
what is it, like he has a girl in his room or something like that, or they thought a girl spent the night or something, and like he's just like, he's like investigating.
Yeah, but that's it's one of those things as well. Like I never really cared for Claire that much, but maybe it's also just just because I was like, man, she's a bit of a bitch. Yeah, I mean,
she's the one that's gotta like she has to be though, because she's the sane one that keeps it all together, and like
she's not sane.
okay, she's a little crazy, but she's the one that kind of like keeps everything together and has like
yeah, she has to be super controlling.
Yeah.
Because like the rest of her fucking immediate family it's just nuts.
Yeah.
Like they're super wild. Like Phil is crazy, Haley's crazy, Alex like keeps to herself a lot but is insane as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes
Luke's
she just needs a mom.
Yeah. So like that's like I realize that now, but like as I was watching it initially I didn't. I was just like, ah man, it's just like fun.
Dude, same.
Fucking one of those controlling moms. Yeah, I mean, but
now that we're adults, we get it. But like for me too, I was just like, oh, Claire's a bitch. And then like after watching the show for a while and getting older, I was like, Claire's a bitch. Like,
okay, I never got that.
I think I've always thought Claire was hot.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like maybe it's because I'm super superficial.
Maybe.
I was just always into
Gloria.
Fucking yeah.
See, here's the thing: is like obviously like everybody finds Gloria attractive, right? Like you can't not find Gloria attractive. But the thing is, whenever
she's like objectively hot.
yeah, but whenever you'd find, I just noticed there's like a logo peeking out here that I need to hide. There you go. Whenever I would watch, like whenever I'd see those scenes of like Claire getting jealous of Gloria or whatever else, I'd be like, no, don't worry, you got your own thing going. Don't worry about her. Don't worry about her.
Yeah, but don't they? I mean, like they kind of play that shit up, like in later episodes and stuff, right? When when like Luke's friends and shit like started hitting on
Yeah, Gloria.
no, on
Oh,
Claire.
really? I don't
Yeah,
remember that.
I think that happened, or maybe I'm losing my mind. But
You could Google it real quick. That makes it official.
I don't feel like googling. I'm playing Dokkan Battle right
Dude,
now.
so am I.
But yeah, like I'm pretty sure that happens. But yeah, it's I don't know. I like what I think the show does really well overall. It's just like different dynamics between like the different families.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
because like you said, like Claire's like jealous of Gloria because like Gloria's super fit, and then but like Phil is kind of jealous of Jay because Jay's such a man's man, but he's also just like really trying to win his approval.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but then oh man, like what's it like the son and his husband called again?
Mitch and
I'm
Cam?
forgetting the names now. Yeah, Mitch and Cam. Like they don't really have any jealousy towards like Gloria and Jay.
No.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, I mean, like they're their own like kind of chaotic mess. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but then like, I think Jay a lot of times is like, like he's very like he dislikes Phil a lot because Phil's such a wuss,
Yeah.
you know. But then he's also like, man, Phil is a really good dad,
Yeah.
and he's just kind of like, I wish I was a better dad sometimes.
And
Yeah,
it
I
comes
mean,
through too more in like later seasons and stuff.
yeah, but that's but like because that's just the realization of like when you get older, like you start like kind of regretting stuff and everything. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
even though Jay's like old the entire show, but but yeah,
Oh, such a good show.
it is. Yeah, I really like it. I haven't watched it in a while though. I will admit. This is why like
Yeah.
all the names are like slipping from my
It's
mind.
been a couple weeks for me too. I don't know how the subject popped into my head on my morning
don't know.
drive. I was just like, oh, Modern Family's good.
Your morning drive.
Every morning when I wake up, I go to get a snack real quick to start my day, and I take a drive because it relaxes me.
Oh, fair enough.
It gives my day some kind of sense of routine, which I need, or else my anxiety can like flare up a little bit.
Yeah, routine's important. I like it.
Yeah,
but
I enjoy a good routine.
well, that's the thing as well. Like that's also part of why I go to the gym. It's also to force routine into my life. It's also just like general physical health
Yeah,
and mental
and
health.
being Unheimlich jacked.
Yeah, that's a big plus always. You know what I mean, but it's also just like to get a routine going and to be like, all right, just kind of kickstart my day because I always just like go to the gym like first thing in a day.
Yeah,
And right now as well because of the big Rona running wild.
brother.
Yeah, dude. But then we have to like basically like register beforehand if we're gonna go to the gym.
Oh, that's smart. I wish my gym would do that because that's the idea I had before it opened, and no one ever seemed to think of it, and then took forever for the gym to open back up.
Yeah, I mean it took a long ass time for gyms to open back up here
Yeah, it
as
took even
well. I
longer
think
there.
yeah. But like we basically just have an app, and you're like, hey, like what time you're gonna go to the gym? Just sign up, basically, right?
That's cool.
Which is
Smart.
yeah, it's dope. But it's also a thing of like, all right, it forces me to fucking get my ass out of bed. You know? So yeah.
All right. So not to get sidetracked too much, I have a specific question about the show for you.
Okay.
Really touching tearjerker moments. Is there any in the show that really like just fucking hit home hard for you, where you're like, oh man, this gets me every time?
That's a fuck. Like I said, I haven't seen the show in ages, man.
Fair enough.
So
I have one in particular that I was
yeah,
thinking of.
if you can start talking about yours, then I'll think about mine.
Okay. Cam and Mitch's wedding.
Okay.
Like on that episode, I think it's a two-parter, but it keeps getting canceled. It keeps getting canceled. And like an episode or two before, Jay had talked about how he just doesn't get it, like why two guys would want to be married, stuff like that. And he just like it flashes back to him being old school, set in his ways, and just like even though he puts up with it, he still doesn't get it, and he's kind of intolerant of it. And then like him and Mitch have this blowing out, and they don't talk for a couple weeks. As you know, I get it. You know, perfectly in the right for Cam. That's a shitty situation.
You mean Mitch?
Mitch, yes. Well,
Yeah.
both, whatever. But like again,
Yeah.
Jay loves them both, but he just he's an old person set in his ways, which isn't necessarily an excuse, but it is what it is. But then like throughout the episode or the 2 episodes of their weddings getting canceled, like Jay shows up as just like, okay, everybody out, everybody get out of here, and they're all like, oh, you're doing this or whatever, and then he takes him to the country club where he was like embarrassed to show him, and then like they're at the country club and like 2 of Jay's buddies walks up and they're like, oh, what's going on? And he's like, oh, my son's getting married, that's his husband or whatever, and he's kind of like more about it, and then his buddies are kind of like, oh, okay, cool. And then like Mitch is about to like walk down the aisle and Jay's like next to him, and Mitch says something like, you gotta take your seat, and Jay's just kind of like, oh, I think I gotta take a walk, and like puts out his arm to like walk Mitch down the aisle, and like it dude, it gets me every time.
Oh, okay.
It gets
yeah,
me
I
every
understand that
time.
one.
I fucking tear up like a little bitch, like every single time. It's so good.
Yeah, I think one I really like that might be like a little low key, but like I've seen a couple of times because like my main experience with Modern Family has just been watching it on TV.
Yeah.
Like not actually like looking up and watching it, right?
I don't like. Well, I'll just go through the season. Like I'll turn it on and I'll just watch, and then like I'll just like I haven't.
Yeah, but like I've mainly just caught random episodes. What I mean.
Okay.
So, but one I've seen like a couple of times that I actually really like, which is I guess like a bit of an odd one, is Mitch, Jay, and Claire have to go like to a wedding of a family members of theirs, and like Jay's like former wife and Mitch and Claire's like mom is there as well.
Yeah.
And like Mitch and Claire the entire time are fucking stressed because they're like, oh, this is gonna go so fucking bad, like dad and mom, like they're gonna like be terrible together because they're see it together, all this kind of shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're gonna cause a fuss and all this kind of stuff. So they try to do everything in their power to try and avoid them to be together.
Yeah.
And then like it just ends up happening and they're just super chill. You know what I mean? And like they just kind of hang out, and like, but because the thing like that they're worried about the entire time is that Jay is gonna lose his shit, right? And then at the end of it, like the mom ends up getting super fucking drunk and causing a scene, and then Jay ends up like being like the good guy kind of,
Yeah.
where he just like, ooh, like he just kind of gets away from it all. And then like they afterwards like that like the 3 of them together just kind of reflect and are like, and especially Mitch and Claire just go like, yeah, man, maybe dad wasn't as bad as we thought he was.
I was just about to say like that's one thing I like about the dynamic is when you hear about their mom previously throughout the first couple seasons, you're kind of like, oh, like they're talking about like her and how crazy she could be, but then you see Jay and you're like, well, he's kind of a grumpy old man who like got this trophy wife. He's probably in the wrong. And then as like the seasons progress and you actually meet their mom a handful of times, you're like, no, she really is fucking nuts. Like she like Jay is actually like the good guy in this, and she was a little like fucking off.
Yeah, well that's the thing, right? Like for me, like because like I said, like Jay is basically my dad. So for me, like stuff like scenes about like Jay's character and stuff always like I guess hit a little bit harder because I can relate to it so much. Where as a lot of times, like you said, like Jay just comes across like this grumpy old fuck.
Yeah.
But then like deep down, like he's just like he's a really good guy. Like he really cares. He just like has issues like
showing it,
expressing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then like when it kind of like comes about that he's just like he's actually very caring and loving, I think that's always super sweet.
The one scene of that it reminds me of in particular is when there's a storm and everybody goes over to his house and he's just trying to leave and get to like this like Irish bar.
Yeah.
And the entire time everybody's like, oh, we'll do this and we'll do that, and he's just trying to get away and you don't understand it. And then Phil finally like tracks him down in the garage and like he breaks down and he's like, yeah, I got like a handful of army buddies left, and one of them died today, and we made a pact that we'd all show up to like an Irish bar in our area no matter where we're at and have like a drink for us. And he's just like, I can't get there, and like I got like, and he said, I think he said he's like, I got 1 or 2 other buddies left, like I'm the last one. and then
Yeah.
like Phil, like he finds like a St. Patrick's Day like item and puts it on the table in front of him to make it more Irish, and then brings over a drink and like pours one for Dre, and then Jay kind of looks at Phil and like pours one for him, and like I thought that was like really cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that one too. Yeah. Yeah, it's it's just like a lot of times it just gets assumed that like Jay's being a hard ass because he's just like old and bitter,
Yeah,
right? But usually it's just like, yeah, he's just like emotional about something. He just doesn't want to admit it,
yeah,
or like, but like that's the thing. Like, I think that's something that's never really said explicitly, but it's something that maybe most people won't understand as well. But like for people like that, it's that they don't want to bother somebody else with their problems,
yeah.
right? Because like I know like my dad has that, but I have that too.
Same,
So
same. I don't know if my dad has it. He might, but like I definitely do. Like, my mom kind of always knows when something's up when like I'm like doing my best to just like be in my room, everything's off, or like no, she knows something is up, like because I'm always in my room anyway. But like if she knocks or like yells down
AJ,
or
real quick,
yeah.
did you set the fucking game to Dokkan Battle?
Yeah. Oh fuck! I forgot to change the game to just
So
chatting.
yeah, maybe change that real quick.
No, we'll talk about it. Sorry, Master of Terrace. We did a
Cars, yeah.
we did a Dokkan stream yesterday though.
Yeah, you're allowed to follow us. We do actually stream Dokkan.
Yeah,
It's just not today.
we happen to be playing it while we talk about Modern Family.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 what I'm doing right now. Dang it, AJ says Chino. Okay, let me go see if I can
Yeah.
change that real quick. So,
You definitely can.
unless you guys want to, go ahead and just give a follow anyway. No big deal.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, let me create a dashboard. Well, let me stream manager. Well, let me do it while we're streaming.
Yeah. If you just go to your browser,
Yeah, I'm in my browser.
like that's where I always change it.
Ray Gardens followed 10 minutes ago. Thank you, Ray Gardens. Edit stream
Totally,
info.
dude.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just chatting. Yep, no, yep. Okay, well, that wasn't that at first, but okay, now it's done.
Just chatting
Just chatting.
for Kami's
What
sake.
the fuck? Kami's dead.
Kami.
Kami. Mr. Popo. Oh man, that's so good.
But yeah, anyway, go back to what you were saying then.
What
I'm
was
sorry for interrupting, but I felt like it was point.
what was my point?
We were talking about
yeah,
like
okay.
how
I remember.
people like some people just don't like to bother other people with their problems, right?
Yeah, like there's been stuff where I feel like, oh, I should probably like maybe talk to my mom and dad about it, and they would like understand me a little bit more, relate to me a little bit more. And then I'm just like,
Yeah.
what do? I just go up and tell them like, hey, this is what's on my mind, and all of a sudden like that's weighing on them. That's fucking stupid or something. Like like you just get
Yeah.
that thought, and so I just like I stick to my room normally, but then I stick to my room more than ever. And if I'm gonna leave, I go out my personal like door to the outside. Like I
Yeah.
don't have to go through the house for really anything. I go out through my side door. I will just leave and go on drives a period of times. I'll like bunch of other different stuff. Like and then like if I'm just kind of like brooding when I am outside, or if I'm like a little bit more irritable, which is how my dad can get too. If you ask him something and he doesn't like want to be talked to, like he'll just kind of like snap at whatever it is. And like now that I'm older, I
Yeah.
get it. But
Yeah.
like my mom will kind of be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Like
That was the thing as well. Like I always had that with my dad too, where like I always thought like, oh man, my dad has such a temper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he would just like randomly like snap. It felt like to me, but then like now that I got older and I relate like way more to my dad like over time. It's just like I don't really think it's that bad. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he did like snap hard sometimes. Like I'm not gonna pretend like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's also a thing of like, yeah, he's probably just dealing with a bunch of like personal shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because like I also know like my dad like was working like for family members a bunch and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So and like once you mix like family and actual like work relationships and stuff, like it's always like a pain in the
Oh
dick.
yeah. My dad's a couple times been like, "Oh, like I got this job coming up. You could probably come like work for me." And I'm like, "No, never gonna happen. You get irritable if I just don't do something exactly the way you want it around the house. Like, why the hell would I want to work for you for money? Like, not even ever gonna happen."
But yeah, so like I get it more and more, and now that like I've grown older, I've like matured more, I guess. Like
Hmm.
my dad has like confided more shit in me as well.
Yeah.
Like told me about like more of his issues and stuff. And I'm like, oh, all right.
Remember
Like it
I
makes me understand him way more.
remember I yelled at you and your brother in '98 in November. I'd killed 3 people that day. Oh, Dad, that's some heavy shit.
Why'd you why'd you tell us sooner,
Yeah.
Dad? Like
Imagine at '98, you would have been 6. Imagine at 6 years old, your dad had been like, "I killed 3 people today." little
yeah.
little Ernie S just being like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I'd just be like, man, that's
That's fucking hard. That's metal.
fucking baller, dude. Like how'd you do
My
it?
dad's metal as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now that we understand Jay Pritchard entirely,
Yeah.
I also thought like Gloria's character, like obviously she's supposed to be like a smoke show and everybody's attracted to her, obviously. But her character's
And she
actually
is.
and she is. But her character's actually like super cool as well. Like
Yeah.
she's probably one of the
I've-
most down to earth ones, and she did like work hard. She's not just like once you get to know her, and like I think that comes out through her, Claire and Gloria's like spats with one another. You realize like
Yeah.
Gloria worked really hard. She generally does like actually like really truly like love Jay. She doesn't take
Yeah.
no shit, and then like when she is just being like the trophy wife and just wants to feel person proper, she always like owns up to it. Like
Yeah,
she's always
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"I want what I want. Shut up." Like
Yeah, but then as well, like, like the relationship between her and Manny is always funny, right?
oh yeah.
Because he's like the overcaring mother, but it's like you find out later it's because like, well, she grew up really fucking poor,
Yeah.
and like she always had to struggle, and she just like doesn't want her child to have to go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And it plays up great too in the later seasons where Manny's like becoming an adult and he's starting to like be interested in girls, and like it kind of hints like he might be close to getting some coitus. And like Jay's just like, fucking hell yeah, finally. Like, all right. And Gloria's just like, no, I never thought this day would come.
yeah, because that's the thing as well, which is once again, it's such a good dynamic. When like Gloria being like the overly caring mother, and Jay just seemingly like just almost being like ashamed of Manny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Even though he never is,
Yeah. Seeming like
he just like he just doesn't understand Manny.
yeah.
which he like owns up to later as well. He's just like, yeah, like when Manny's like more artistic side like comes out and actually like comes out in good form, Jay's actually impressed usually.
Yeah.
But it's just like he doesn't understand like that way of thinking.
But also I think it's
Yeah.
cool because in the earlier season, they actually like, they explain that because like Manny's upset, he doesn't want to do something or he runs away or whatever else, and I think Jay just sits him down. He's like, "Listen, like, just because I'm not your dad doesn't mean I'm not your dad. All right,
Yeah.
like I don't get you or whatever, but like I love you and you're my boy." And like I think
Yeah.
like Manny never like realized his thoughts on that or whatever else, and like Manny gets real choked up, and also it shows
Yeah, but-
perfectly too when Manny's real dad does come back and Jay's like super protective of Manny.
Yeah. Because Manny's real dad's a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
He's just super like
a flake.
immature piece of shit. Yeah, I mean, so. But yeah, like that's the thing as well, because it's also one of those things that like, yeah, they never call each other like father and son or whatever, or
Yeah.
dad and son. Yeah, I mean, like they'll always call each other like Manny and Jay. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's good, man.
It's also like it creates those cool, touching moments too. Being that Gloria and Manny are both Colombian and Jay's, white as snow American. When there's like
Yeah.
those culture shocks, and Jay's always super resistant to it, and then like in the end feeds into it.
Yeah.
Like I think the one is like Christmas, and like they have like this prank that they do on Christmas or whatever, like El Placenta or something like that. And like they're constantly pranking Jay or whatever it is, and Jay's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill these people. And then like towards the end, like Jay snaps is like, Christmas is gonna be done like this, it's gonna be done like this. We're not gonna do any of this bullshit from Colombia because you're in America now, whatever else. And they like both are like, oh fuck, like, and are very upset. And then it turns out like he was just pranking them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like I said, like the like the J character is like who I relate most to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who you relate most to or would like to relate most to? Because everybody wants to be Jay.
I mean, I think it's a bit of both. You know what I mean? Where I feel like I relate to him because the more I grow older, the more I relate to my dad.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then
Also,
and then
hopefully you
also,
can't hear
like,
that
because
goddamn dog in the background. Sorry for that.
I can definitely hear your dog in the
Our
background.
Max is literally he's the most ill-behaved dog we've ever had. If I walk through the door and he knows me, or if I walk upstairs, he barks and screams.
Ah, nice.
Like he's
I
so
love him.
anxious and he's just such a nutbag.
I remember like one of my buddies from high school like had a dog. It was like one of these like fucking um what's it called? Rin Tin Tin, you know, his dog, like a little white dog.
Yeah.
Like it was one of those. It was such a fucking pest, dude. It was such a menace. Like it just like whenever I would like walk downstairs, like it would like just wait there and just bark the entire time. Like I was just like, I don't know if you're trying to be fucking intimidating, but
I'll crush you,
you
punk.
know, yeah. And then like one time, like I went down the stairs and he bit me in the foot.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and like for a long time, I had like marks of like like tooth marks in my foot. And then the thing is like it bit me in my foot, and then like I shook it off and banged it to the wall. Which is, you know, like it's not one of my proudest moments. But I was like, yeah, what the fuck am I gonna do? This motherfucker bit me in the foot.
He attacked
You
me.
know,
He provoked me.
he did. And the thing was, like, my buddy and like his mom, they weren't even mad at me.
Yeah, well, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, they were just like, yeah, he bit you in the foot.
Yeah.
You know, it was like,
They were just
but
happy.
man,
Just happy you weren't gonna sue.
yeah, dude, like that dog was such a fucking pest. It was so annoying. It's like super hard to walk with and everything as well.
Mm.
I was just like, man, why the fuck do you have this dog? Or how did you train this dog? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because my dad has a dog. Like he has like a brown like Labrador, right? That's the best fucking dog in the world. Like I love that dog. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. Like I guess like my dad like just trained it well
Yeah.
because it even listens to me, and I'm like there like once a week. You know? So
It's weird. Our former dog, Fritz, the most well-behaved dog ever. This one, brought up in the same household. The only difference is my young niece and I guess my sister being more around. And this dog
yeah.
is just, I don't know. He's just like this anxiety-ridden mess. I don't like. I
Well,
don't get it.
I guess we know where the blame is. Yeah.
Maybe see. I don't think I'm around the dog enough for it to actually like wipe off on him or something. So I don't know.
Well, I was hinting more towards your sister and your niece, but all right.
Oh, well, you said that right after anxiety-ridden mess, so I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, taking shots at me.
Yeah, no,
But no,
it wasn't a shot at you.
I definitely think
It was
they
a
have
shot
something
at
to
your
do with it.
sister and your niece.
Yeah, no, it's fair because I definitely think it has something to do with them.
Yeah. I love dogs, though. Can we talk about how much we love
Dude.
dogs?
What was Jay's dog's name? Because he loved her.
Oh,
Stella?
fuck, I forgot. Yeah. That was it.
That was a good dog. That was a cute dog
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those pugs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And I loved like later episodes. I guess like that dog was his midlife crisis, or whatever. He's like, "Oh, we gotta do this and that," and Gloria's like, "Oh," and he just turns out he's talking about Stella.
Yeah. My brother and like his girlfriend used to have this French bulldog or whatever, which is kind of like similar, right? It's like one of those like really small dogs with fucked up faces.
Nice.
The thing is just like those dogs just have a shitload of energy.
Yeah.
They're like this super high energy, which I think like is great, you know, because they always just want to play, and I always want to play with dogs, so that's cool. And then
Because they just want to play, and I just want to play.
yeah, you know, like me and dogs, like we're on the same wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But then like I remember just getting really fucking pissed off and annoyed at my brother, because then like you know he would have birthdays or whatever, like you'd come and visit, and then like be a bunch of people there. So of course like the dog gets super excited because there's a shitload of people, so they get super like high energy, and like my brother was just like super strict like the entire time, just yelling at this dog. I was just like, dude, like fucking calm down. Like I'll play with the dog. Yeah, you know what I mean?
He
Like,
can't help it.
no. So I remember like getting really heated at him. Like, dude, like just let me play with the dog. I'd rather like spend time with your dog than like with your kids anyway. You know what I mean? So
Fair enough. See, I'm the opposite. If I go over to like my cousins or something, like I'll play with the dog for sure because I love that dog. But like he's got like this baby boy and a baby girl, and they just love to roughhouse with me. And I'm all for it. I will throw this little shit around the room nonstop. You want to fucking go, kid? We will fucking go.
I remember like when my brother had like his first kid, right? And we had like Christmas or some shit like at my dad's.
One of those bullshit holidays.
Yeah, you know, whatever. But the thing is like they had just had the kid like for a couple of months. And the kid was there, and then, like everybody's like paying attention to the kid. And I just saw like my dad's dog just like sulk in the corner. I was just like, oh. So I just went and played with the dog. I was just like, fuck that kid, dude.
My cousin, my cousin Bobby has he's had two, and they're like these rescue pits, and they're always the most well-behaved dogs. Like they're rescues, they're pits, which everyone quote unquote calls like an aggressive breed because they're fucking assholes. I hate that aggressive breed nonsense. It's like it's how you raise a dog, how you treat the dog, how you with the dog.
Yeah.
Like it's not. They're not born angry.
Have you ever heard the Bill Burr bit about his dog?
No, I would like to hear it though.
So I mean, like it's better from him, right? But I'll give you like brief like
I'll be the
overview.
judge of that.
But he basically goes like, yeah, he had this like rescue dog, and then he's like, this was like his best friend and all like that kind of stuff, and like what he would do would be like he would always walk the dog, you know, and then like at the end of the walk, that he would like race him up the hill, you know, and then like wrestle over there, and then they go back and all that kind of stuff, you know. And then he was just like, yeah, but like at one point this dog just like, to me, like seemed like he freaked out and just like bit the fucking mailman. So he was just like, I gotta bring this like to a real trainer, you know. So like he explained like what he did with the dog and everything. There's also the thing of like Bill Burr obviously has like a huge like short temper.
Yeah.
So he's just like, yeah, I never realized how much like dogs like feed off of just like your vibe. You know what I mean? Like just like your energy. So like when he's just like in his like house watching like a sports game, and he's just going like, oh, you fuck that motherfucker, you know, like fucking like flipping out at the game. Like he didn't realize his dog's in the corner like, yeah, fuck that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Just brooding too.
And, you know, he's just like getting pissed too. And then like at one point, like, so when he bit the mailman, like it was just like Burr was pissed as well. So the like dog just kind of lashed out is what happened. And then it was also the thing of like he explains to the trainer about like, yeah, go for the walk and then like running up the hill and wrestling on the hill, you know. And the train, but he just goes like, yeah, it's good, right? You know, like you play with them, like all that kind of stuff. And trainer goes like, no, that's fucking awful. You know. what you're really doing is like you're walking him, and then like you get to a certain point, and you have it claim dominance over you, and you have it fight for dominance every single day. You know, like that kind of makes a dog aggressive because you're teaching it to fight for like what it wants. Yeah, he's like, oh, I never realized that one.
I go goofed.
Yeah, yeah. And then, but then, like, yeah, like it's. I think like he brings it up in like multiple of his specials. Like it's a growing thing, and like in his like latest special, like Paper Tiger, he talks about like how he had to like get rid of the dog.
Oh, why?
Because he got a kid.
Fuck that kid.
You know, but like he got a kid, and then like he like both he and his wife were just like, yeah, like we love the dog, but like the dog is a little fucking crazy. You know what I mean? So like we don't really trust it with the kid, you know. So they like had to get rid of it.
I don't know. You could easily put up that kid for adoption. I mean, you didn't have a connection with him yet.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. But I think like it's actually like that bit is kind of heartbreaking, honestly, because like Bear also talks about like how, you know, like his wife like just like they were both overcome with emotion, you know, because they both love the dog, and they realized like they already made the appointment like to get rid of it, and then his wife was just like basically like crying herself to sleep every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was just like, no, like be fucking man
every
you
day.
know,
Well, she must have been taking it real hard if she's going to sleep in the middle of the day.
But he was just like, no, I'll be a fucking man, you know, I'll fucking keep that shit in. And then like when it was a thing of like the dude showed up to like pick up the dog and take it away, like he couldn't even look at the dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he couldn't even say goodbye, and then he was just like heartbroken.
Man.
Because he like all of a sudden like all of like the emotions he had cropped up just like came bubbling to the surface, and he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know. But that's I don't know like if that's a man thing, but
my dad had that same reaction pretty much when we had to give away our bull Felix.
Yeah.
We had this big like 2,500 pound bull.
Oh, nice.
Felix, that like he would always escape, and he was this big, jacked, angry, like just aggressive fucker. Not angry, or aggressive. I don't know why I said that, but he's just a big old jacked fucker. But if you went up to the fence and called him, he would like run up to you, and he just wanted to be scratched on the top of the head.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he was practically a dog. And like eventually we like couldn't keep him in, and we couldn't really take care of him anymore, and his like quote unquote like girlfriend died, so he was just sulking around, and so we had to give him to a bigger farm where he can just kind of like breed and like be happy and like, you know, do what you do when your wife dies. You just, you know, fuck all the bitches.
Yeah.
So
start boozing.
Yeah. So he had that fucking good spring water, you know. So we had to give him away. My dad had that reaction. But also that story reminds me of like I talked earlier about my dog Fritz.
Yeah.
He's a German Shepherd. He was about 135 pounds. He was a big fucker. And when we first got him, he was an absolute pup. So like the first night we had him, like my dad went to bed early, my mom was at work. I was in elementary school, I think.
Yeah.
And I had to like watch him, and you couldn't leave him alone, and we were playing, and then like one night that first night we were playing on my bed, and like we both just kind of laid down because we were tired because it was late at this point, but I had to watch him till my mom got home, and she was like running late. And like I fell asleep on the bed, and then he fell asleep cuddled up next to me. And like this is our first day together. And then my mom came in and like saw that we're both asleep on my bed and went to grab him. But like I kind of woke up slightly for this, but she more so told me about the next day. But when she reached for him, he thought she was reaching for me. Yeah. So like he got up to his feet and like stood in front of me and started like barking and like snipping at her. And like for years, like if I was ever in bed and someone like came upstairs to wake me up, Fritz would rush up, jump up on the bed, stand over top of me, and just bark at him. And like even if it was my dad just playing like get up, like I'm gonna get him, like for like nobody would let them touch me. And like again, I could be in like downstairs and he could be upstairs. And I just like say his name and he would come to me. And he did that for everybody. He was really like he didn't listen to my mom or my sister as well, But like me and my dad, he was just like he was just like, okay, cool, what's up, boys? Like
Dude, that's the thing. Like with my like dad's like current dog as well. Like it was initially like like he like that dog listens like to my dad like nobody else's business, right? Like it'll listen like over me to my dad.
yeah,
Or like yeah, you know what I mean. Like it'll listen to my dad first, then me, basically.
yeah,
But it's the thing. Like it'll still listen to me more than like my dad's girlfriend.
yeah,
You know. But that's the thing as well. Like it's also the thing. Like I don't think like my dad's girlfriend is really a dog person.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because like when she walks the dog, she'll just walk him and like he pees and then she just goes back.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like she'll just walk it just like for practical reasons.
She'll just do the necessity.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, you know, like if you're not a dog person, that's completely fine. Like I completely respect that. You know what I mean? But it's the thing. Like me and my dad, like when we go for walks with that dog, we walk for like half an hour, like at least, you know, and we like fucking play with sticks and like all this and that. And so like now, like whenever I like show up to my dad, right, as soon as I walk through the door, fucking dog's right there, like already at the door, like jumping, like and all that shit. And then like we cuddle and all that kind of stuff, and then like the dog runs off, comes back with a ball. I was like, oh yeah, like I know what you want to do. So like we play with the ball and all that stuff. And, like, my dad, like the other day, I don't know, like this may offend some people. I thought it was funny.
I'm excited.
But,
let's see. Where this
like
goes.
the dog ran up to me with the ball, and like my dad just went like, man, this dog is autistic as fuck. Because he just went like every time.
I would like to remind this isn't Jurn or me saying it. This is someone else. This does not represent the views of this channel.
I know for a fact like my dad has like no problems with like fucking autism. You know what I mean? But like I thought it's just such a fucking funny offhand comment to say about his own dog that he fucking loves to death. Right? It's just like every time she just grabs the ball, you know, like she's got that pattern. It's crazy, you know. It's just like, hey man, like I don't mind.
That like in a weird way reminds me of this quirky thing Fritz would do. And again, he listened to my sister pretty well, always listened to me and my dad. And like throughout his life, he lived for like 10, 12 years, actually 12, 13 years, something like that.
Yeah.
He would like every once in a while like get pissed at somebody and chew up some shit. And like he didn't do it to eat it or whatever. He was just like, eat my ass. Like, but it was usually like something of my mom's or something around my mom's stuff. Like my dog ate and destroyed like 4 satellite TV remotes. And my mom had to keep calling DirecTV and get them replaced. And then finally, like the last person she called for the 5th one, like saw in the account how many they had ordered, and she was like, "You know what? Listen, you promised not to destroy this one. I'll just send it for free." And my mom was just like, "Okay, thank you, goodness." They like, all right. And then like she always like kept it up high or whatever else, and like didn't matter where I left like the playroom one or anything like that. That one wasn't touched. It was always like the other one, and like again like. Never tore up any of my shit. Like he just like for some reason like he just would give shit to my mom for whatever reason. Loved her to death, but at the same time, like if she crossed him, well, he wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, but that's like I don't know, like that whole thing about that Bill Burr bit. About like dogs like really like feeding off of your vibe and off of your energy.
Yeah,
that's like such a real thing.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, because that's what I notice. Like for example, like sometimes like when I'll be at my dad's, right, and I'll play Dokkan or something or some other game on my phone,
and then the dog starts playing on its phone.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts.
Just whips out his fucking account. It's got like every LR. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
it's like right next to his doggy Tinder.
Yeah, I'm just like, how are you even paying for these Dragonstones? But And then it goes like, I don't, motherfucker, free to play. I was like, whoa.
Word.
No, but like I'll get shafted by like bad RNG or like bad rotations, like that kind of shit.
Mm.
And then like I'll just be like, God damn it, and like I'll just
Son of
get
a
pissed real
bitch.
quick. And then like immediately like the dog pops up and just like goes over to me. It's like, hey, is everything okay? I was like, oh.
All right,
So yeah.
so we're about at that hour mark. So let's open up for 3 questions, either modern
Yeah.
family or dog related. We'll bring back the questions for this week.
Yeah, I mean, like it doesn't have to be Modern Family or dog related. It could be anything like that's on your mind that you feel like you should have our opinion about. I
Oh
guess.
God,
What?
God, I could only imagine what they would want our opinion about.
I would hope not that much.
Same, strong same.
I don't want people to expect anything from me. You know what I mean?
That's deep.
Yeah, dude.
I felt that.
Dude, have you seen The Witcher on Netflix?
No, not yet.
So there's one line, like you're familiar with like The Witcher, like in like Geralt as a character and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Um, so there's one line he says because it has to do, I think, like with his relationship to Yennefer, right? But that he doesn't really want relationships anyway, because he's just like, yeah, fuck, what's it again? Oh yeah, like I don't want to depend on somebody because I don't want anybody depending on me. I was just like, man, I fucking preach, brother. Like, I felt that, dude. Like, I
Wow.
felt it in my bones, dog.
All right, so to a less depressing point, we got the first question. If you could be the dog of any family, which family would it be? I'm not sure if she has a family, but I'm gonna say Paris Hilton's dog because that dog gets taken everywhere and has all the nicest shit.
Oh man, this is a tough question because I'm not that in tune with that many families. um,
Could be Hoots, Walter's dog. It seems to have a good time.
Fuck that. I don't want to be. I want to be part of Walter's family. God damn, I have to live in Germany? Are you kidding me? Seems like one of the worst options. Let's see. You know what? Fucking Gina Carano's family. There you go.
Do they have a dog?
I think she has like 2 dogs.
Okay, word. So you got your pick.
Yeah.
Another one is
Can get my doggy mate on, you know what I mean?
your thought on Al Bundy and his greatest show.
I think his greatest show is Modern Family.
Yeah, to be fair, I wasn't that big a fan of Married with Children.
I really like Married with Children. Don't get me wrong, and especially like after having gotten older, I really like it more. You know, but I do prefer Modern Family. But I really like Al Bundy as a character because once again, like, it's one of those things where I can very much relate. You know,
Yeah.
in the sense of just being a fucking sour puss and just being bitter and shit. So
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch it now that I'm an adult because I haven't watched it since I was a kid and it just came off gross to me as a kid. So probably need to give it another try.
yeah,
Chino says, bit of a heavy one because I had an experience today. What's the hardest life lessons you've learned so far and how did you learn / it them? First off, Chino, hopefully your day gets better and whatever it was. You know, we're here for you, big dog. You can handle it. No worries. I'm trying to think of like life lessons, right? Like,
I think like one that I think is like pretty important. I try to stick to is that there is strength in hurt, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like people always think like, oh, because like emotionally or mentally, that they're hurting, that's like a sign of weakness, but it's not the case, right? And as long as you, I think it's like as long as you confront like what hurts you, or it makes you uncomfortable, it makes you a stronger person. Like if you don't shy away from it, that's like something that I usually like try to
Yeah.
try to cling to.
I think that like if you guys have ever seen the movie, what is it? It's all about emotions. It's like a Disney, Inside Out. Like
I've never seen that.
it's an animated movie that like some people have said like, oh, it should be part of like elementary school curriculum for the kids to watch because it's all about how like this little girl's emotions are predominantly happy, and she's constantly like the happy character is constantly pushing aside the sad character, and then that causes an imbalance in her brain, and then like happy and sad both get dumped out, and then it's just angry, nervous, all that kind of stuff, and this kid has like an emotional breakdown because happy has to learn the fact that like it's okay that you to be sad because sometimes sad gets stuff done, sometimes sad is the way you need to be to process something.
Yeah,
And like it's a really interesting take, and just really simplifies like human psychology to a kid to teach them to understand like, hey, sometimes it's okay to be sad, you don't have to push it away, you don't have to ignore it. Sad is necessary for your brain to work properly, and I think it's really interesting. And mine kind of goes
yeah,
along the same lines of like, it's okay to not be okay.
yeah.
Like it's okay like if you sometimes
They
just
kind of
randomly,
go hand in hand,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And if you sometimes get depressed, or if you sometimes have anxiety, or sometimes it feels like the world's ending, but you know it isn't, like that's okay. And there's ways to handle that, and there's ways to get through that, and there's ways for you to realize that like not everything is going wrong. Things could be perfectly fine. Sometimes it's just your brain acting up because your brain could be sick like your body is. Sometimes there's like when you get an infection, there's things in there that shouldn't be there. Sometimes when your brain is sad for no reason, there's just a slight chemical imbalance that releases for no other reason than it just did. Like it's so it's like it's okay to be not okay, and there's ways to deal with that, and there's ways to see shinier, happier days.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like something else, but that's just because of both of us being in wrestling is I don't even know if you agree with this one, AJ, to be to be quite honest.
I can't wait.
But I don't know how to like really word it, but I guess in a sense that's like that maybe it's like smarter to be distrustful
Yeah, be
of
wary.
people. Yeah, because like I don't know, recently with a lot of shit that is going on, but like this shit has been going through my mind a lot. But there's like so many people that I just like I don't know, like I barely want to look at even anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and like people that like don't even have anything to do with all of the recent like happenings, right?
This is why you refuse to FaceTime me?
Yeah. No, but just like people when I think back on stuff, I'm like, oh, it's just this person was just being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's like, yeah, I guess the life lesson of that is like keep your circle of friends like tight. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
don't trust everybody.
Just don't go through life naive, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess it's fair.
Yeah.
On that depressing note, we're gonna call it for this week.
Anybody got any like happy-go-lucky questions or?
Nope. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us this week. We'll be streaming tomorrow and Sunday like usual. This will be.
I'm gonna stream right now.
Hell yeah!
So if you don't mind raiding,
I'm gonna raid Big Boy Jurn.
All right, so let me do the stream. I'm gonna be streaming The Witcher.
Oh shit!
Baby.
Witcher 3?
Yes.
Oh man, you're gonna beat the game before I have, and I've had it for years. All right, guys, get ready for this. Get ready for this. It's coming. It's coming in hot.
Yeah. All right, I gotta set up the stream.
Son of a bitch.
Now I have most of the stuff. Oh, what the fuck?
This definitely sounds like it.
It's The Witcher. If I just type in Witcher, it won't work. All right, that's fucking dope. Uh, let's see. There we go. All right, confirm and go live.
Oh man,
So I'm
so
live right
close.
now,
All right,
baby.
we're gonna hit that raid and see y'all later.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I actually haven't hit raid yet, so just give it a second. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, you can't hit raid right away.
Now.